U.S. bombers and missiles. America's Cold War nuclear arsenal, the most powerful military force ever created. Now, the Strategic Air Command on Modern Marvels. For over 45 years during the Cold War, an all-encompassing military machine controlled America's nuclear weapons. Some 250,000 people strong, the Strategic Air Command was known by its acronym, SAC. The men and women of the command did not make foreign policy, but trained to be its ultimate enforcer. They did not build the weapons, but masterminded how they were deployed and where they would strike. They did not defend the country, but by their sheer strength deterred the enemy from attack.
It was a proud command, but it was a disciplined command with a heavy boot. And discipline was the name of the game. And I'm glad, because it needed to be disciplined. It was dealing with things that were so important and so critical. You couldn't make a mistake.
The heart of the United States nuclear forces was a triad of military might. SAC bombers and refueling aircraft made up the first prong of the attack. SAC intercontinental ballistic missiles located throughout the U.S. were another system ready at a moment's notice to decimate enemy targets. While the Navy's nuclear missile-bearing submarines were the third and final sea-based arm of the U.S. offensive. Reconnaissance air and spacecraft, as well as mobile command centers, rounded out SAC's capability. At its height, the Strategic Air Command controlled over 3,000 aircraft, thousands of missiles, and tens of thousands of nuclear weapons. The command's emblem was a raised armored fist holding both olive branch and lightning bolts. SAC's message was clear: peace through absolute strength. During the Cold War, that strength hinged on the military men and women of the command, rationally facing the unthinkable.
I can't imagine any more challenging career than preparing, training, working as hard as you could to do a job that you hoped you never, ever had the opportunity to do. How do you wake up in the morning and bounce your 3-year-old daughter on your knee, kiss her goodbye, go to work, and realize that if you do what you're trained for, she may not be there when you get home.
With the ironic motto, peace is our profession, the United States Strategic Air Command was a military giant.
It's probably as ineffective a military enterprise, if you will, that the world has ever known. It operated automatically, meticulously. Nothing's ever error-free in the military. But it really was an awesome force.
So horrible were the consequences of using these weapons that military leaders and politicians alike focused on their ability to stop a war before it started.
Deterrence in its simplest form means that I have a certain set of capabilities that will be so devastating to you that you won't take actions that force me to use it. You won't attack me, for example. You won't attack my allies. You won't attack my homeland. You won't attack my vital interests.